In this video, we're gonna change the headlight bulb in this '08 Chevy Equinox. So this is the Equinox LT, and my low beam is out on this driver's side. We're also gonna do a headlight restoration. See how hazy, but then in a different video, so y'all keep an eye out for that one. But some of the tools need a 7mm and the ratchet couple extensions, because there's one down here we have to get to. Pry tool, depending on which kind you want to use. I got these two just in case. It's more like the hard plastic ones. So that's really all the tools you should need. The bulb itself is the Napa, for the Napa brand anyway, 9007N. That's the part number. So we're about to get started. This one and this one, you know, you just basically pull the headlight assembly out. This one is a 7mm, this one is a 7mm. And if you see right there, that one right there is, I believe it's a 7, it may be a 10. I'll have to check in a second. But the first thing you gotta do is get this this chrome trim piece off. We're gonna have to pry it out. That's what the pry tools are for. So let's pop it off. I gotta get in a couple places. I'm not sure exactly where the tabs are. I gotta pry a couple pieces out to see where they're at. So as you can see here, it has these tabs that go in like right here, you know, along through here. And the best way I figured out to do that is just take your pry tool, stick right up in here. There's this groove right here where this trim goes in. You can stick it right up under there and pop it right out. I just kind of set it on there for illustration. You know, you stick it up in there under that groove and pry out, and once you get the first one off, you can pop the rest of them off. It's pretty easy. Next up, we're gonna go ahead and take these two off real quick, and that one down in there. This one down in here that you can see it's a 10mm. So I have pretty big hands, but there is enough room to get your hand down in there and get to it and get it started back in there too when you tighten it down. So once you get that out, you just kind of want to get a hold to it right here, and maybe your other hand right here, and just kind of pick up slightly while pulling out at the same time, and it'll pop out of its place. So this is this is what it looks like on the inside. I'll turn my lights on real quick. Excuse the noise. It's raining and on this tin roof. But so you may also use some needle nose for the little clips, but you don't have to have it because I just got it off while I go without it. You know, you press down on this clip, pull it out, and then this twists and comes off. Then your bulb comes out the same way. You just make sure the notches line up, put it in, put this on there and twist it, lock it back in, and clip it back on. What I was mentioning about this one for the needle nose is you can grab right kind of in there and just grab a hold to that and push it down and just pull it right out. So then this locker piece just comes right out. It's got notches in there, just line up, and your bulb comes right out. Obviously you don't want to touch that with your fingers because the oils on your hands get on it, and it, you know, it'll make it blow apparently. So then you stick it in. In there, you line your notches up in this, slide it down, turn it in place, and then clip this back on there. Put it in there just to make sure it works. That's high. That's low. Before it wasn't working, before I put it back together. There's a stud, kind of, if you can see right here, it lines up. And there's a little rubber grommet thing right there it lines up in. That's once you get the line and location pin in there, then you can set it back in where it goes. So let me get that put back on. And I'll show you like about this bulb here in just a second. Right, when you start this, you want to start this side in there first. Put it in there, and then you can lay it in like that and work and get your pin located. So once you get it lined up right, you can just kind of push it and you'll hear it kind of pop right in place. And all your stuff will line, your holes will line up just right. So you go ahead and put them back in the way they came out. Once you get them bolted back on, we're gonna clip this chrome piece back in here. So this has a locating pin right there. You see that plastic pin? Obviously it goes right there in the center of that. Once you get that lined up, all the other ones are pretty easy to line up, and you just pop it and pop it back in place. You just want to make sure it's good and in place, and it is. So let me show you this bulb real quick. So as you can see, it uses the same bulb for the high and the low beam. And I wasn't paying attention to that to start with. I just got it, and after I opened it up, I looked at it, I saw where it only had one bulb. But if you look at this bulb, let me see if you can focus. It was working before on high, but not on low. And if you can see where some of it's blown. One side, the same bulb does both high and low. The only difference is one side does high and one side does low. If you look at it, you can see the side that's blown, that's the low side, and then see the side is still intact, that's the high side. It's just a dual, a dual beam design in one bulb, which is, I mean, it works. Turn them on, make sure they're still working, see? And that's on low, and on high, both of them still work. So that's it. It's pretty straightforward, pretty easy to get to. Although I hate to have to take stuff off just to change the headlight bulb, I prefer just to reach in there and pop it in and out like some makes and models do. Well, that's not too bad. These clips come out pretty easy. And that's just 3 bolts to hold it in. So it's good to go. These are pretty good cars. They do have some issues, which this video is not about that, but I'll just mention it. Head gaskets, for whatever reason, the head gaskets in the 3.4s, 3.6, they use the metal ones. But the 3.4s or the 3400s, you see, they're made out of like some plastic type material, and over time the deck school they use for the coolant eats it away and causes it to overheat. So if you're having that issue and it's not your thermostat, it's probably your head gasket. So we had the head gasket, we was having that issue of overheating, and up under here there's a bleed screw right down here you use to bleed the air out with, and we drive it for a while, it'd be running hot, we'll stop, let it cool off, bleed the air out, and then we could drive it again, and then it'd start overheating after a while of driving again. So we figured out this is the head gasket. It was letting exhaust in. Had the head gaskets replaced with the metal ones, the upgraded metal ones, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. That fixed the problem. And they also tend to sometimes burn a little oil or use a little oil. It takes 4.5 quarts. But about halfway through your oil change, you need to check, and you may have to put, half a quart or ish, somewhere around there in it. It takes 530 from the factory, but I just swapped to 1030 just to see if that little bit thicker oil will help out. It's 1030 high mileage. It has 170,000 miles ish on here. So I just swapped to the high mileage version, which, conditions the seals. And it's a little bit thicker. I'm gonna see if that lasts a little longer without burning it off. So, but a good idea is just to check it. If you own one, you probably already know, just check it about halfway. Or if you're thinking about buying one of these, check it about halfway through. And I know that this video wasn't about that. I just thought I'd mention it if anybody just run across it and was looking at one of these to buy one of these, just kind of be aware of that. But anyway, there's the headlights. So hope you enjoyed the video, maybe help somebody out. And I'll see y'all on the next one.